Okay. So I'm Coach Bess, and I realized when I was getting my notes ready for this training tonight that I think I assume that all of you in here know me, and that is so wrong of me. I should be doing more bios and introductions and telling you more about me. So tonight I'm going to tell you just a little bit about me. I founded this company, Fresh Start for Health, and am running a side that serves people in changing their lifestyle for healthier habits, as well as now running a side where I help coaches like you and leaders and small group leaders and a whole bunch of leadership people in helping their people create healthier lifestyles. And we do that through the Fresh Start coaching community now and through our academy. And we have a certification program. So I'm a mom of 4 kids. I've got an 18-year-old son, and then I've got 3 daughters, 15, 12, and 8. So very busy, like I'm sure you are. And my husband and I have been raising these kids here in Arizona now for the last 5 years. And there's a lot going on all the time. And I love that I get to run my own business and that I get to put them, my husband and my 4 kids, at the very top of the totem pole for priorities and fit this around them. And I know that's all of our dreams, and I know that's why you're an entrepreneur. That's why you're pursuing, probably one of the reasons why, a coaching business. And so be encouraged that it can be done. I definitely don't do it perfectly. So let's just say that right now. I'm oftentimes overwhelmed, oftentimes feel out of balance, like I feel torn between the business or the family. So it's not that it's perfect all the time. But here lately, especially in the last 4 weeks with what happened with my dad and his accident and family coming in and all the trauma and drama around that accident and his recovery now, he's okay, he's recovering. But I've been so thankful for the first 2 weeks. I literally canceled things, moved things, bribed people, and literally put this on the back shelf and was able to go completely focus on my family while he was in ICU and getting surgery and recovering. And so what a powerful thing that we get to do that. I had no boss to report to. I had no time off to request. Obviously I took a tiny financial hit, but not much different than if I had still been working full-time in the business. So be encouraged. Having your own business is so doable. It is so powerful, and to be able to pay bills and contribute to your family and put your family first is amazing. That's why I do what I do. Welcome to the cast, you guys. As you come in, please tell me who's here with me. I can't tell until you make a comment. Make sure you have your pen and paper. I'm going to breeze through this training. It's going to be an awesome training. I've put a lot of thought and effort into this training, and obviously over the last 5 years of building business, I've gathered some things that I feel like I am ready to share with you. So I have just some really cool things to share with you tonight about how to attract clients. What's my big secret to attracting quality clients? There's a reason I said quality clients. We can all get clients, right? You can get clients, I can get clients. We can buy clients, buy leads for clients, bribe people to give us referrals, but we want quality clients, right? People who are, in my mind, a quality client for a coaching business is someone who is ready to change, ready to make those changes, ready to invest in themselves to make those changes. A quality client is someone who is not in a crisis mode, but is the step right past that and is just getting ready to be in recovery mode. Okay, so for whatever the instigator was for them to want coaching, they're no longer in that crisis season, and they're now in this I'm ready to do what it takes season. So those are quality clients, and that's who we want. We want people who are committed to themselves. It's not even just about being committed to us, it's committed to themselves. And some of you might only be looking for clients in a group setting. Some of you might be looking for that higher paying one-on-one client. Get a few of those on your roster. Some of you might just be trying to fill challenges or some type of experience, you can call them, or small groups. Okay. So it's really, each of us is maybe looking for a different setting for our clients, but we're looking for those same people, those quality people. So tonight what I want to do is kind of lay out how I have learned to attract quality clients, because being a coach as long as I have, for coaching as many people as I have, I'm not in the game as long as some people, but I've been so uber blessed to be able to coach so many people in my short time. And through that, I've really learned the pain of working with people who are not quality clients. And it's not that we sit here and pre-screen necessarily, although to an extent we're allowed to do that. This is our business. But it's that we don't want to work harder. We want to work smarter. So we want to start doing the activities and doing the things and having the attitude and the belief of bringing those better clients naturally, organically. So what I'm saying is, this isn't about developing a system of working and doing and achieving and putting out and No, this is learning the mentality and the activity that will naturally draw in those high quality clients. So that's what this is about, okay? Because you know that my heart is that we as coaches, especially the Fresh Start coaching team, our signature, what we are known for is our heart to serve. So I know that that's obviously a priority. That's a priority for me. But I think it's super important that we not forget that, you know, I remember even here recently, I have sometimes served myself into a financial hole, or served others into being completely drained and burned out and fried. And we don't want that. So we do want quality clients, because that's how we get fed, especially when they're successful. That's how we get fed to move forward and serve even more people. Okay, so let's set this up. So, you know, we are business owners, we are entrepreneurs, and we are trying to do it all. If you're like me, and I'm sure you are, we're wearing lots of hats. We are writing our own, those of us who have websites, we're writing our own content. Those of us who are running email lists, we're writing those emails. Those of us who are on social media and wanting to bring our professional presence to social media, we're writing those posts, or finding those posts, or creating those posts, or making the images. We wear a lot of hats. We do a lot of technical stuff, plus we're coaching, serving, making meal plans, helping people work out, whatever it is, holding them accountable, running calls, maybe making appearances. We're doing a lot of different things in any given day and in our life overall as a health coach, as an entrepreneur. And I think that sometimes that in itself can be our downfall, because it can completely burn us out for the actual coaching part. So I'm not telling you how to change that or how to fix that, because this training is not about that. But as we're trying to do this, apply everything we learn, especially with the overload of information that's out there now. Sign up for this webinar, sign up for this checklist, sign up for this spreadsheet, sign up. And I know I'm one of them because I'm out there putting my wares out there too. But we are like, and we're trying to get on that list and do that thing. Well, now we're trying to do this thing. Sometimes what we're doing is we're not even finishing that thing all the way through. For me, myself, I can speak for myself. I'm not always finishing an idea all the way through. And what's really bad is sometimes that's an idea that I know already from history has worked. So we need to be careful that we're not, what do they call it? They call it shiny object syndrome. That we're not having shiny object syndrome to the point of never finishing anything. Because it's in the finishing, even if it's the wrong idea or not the best idea or whatever, it's in the finishing that we find clients. So write that down. It's in the finishing that we find clients. So if you're going to commit yourself to making a blog, finish the blog. Get it up, get a content calendar in place, get the blog posts going, get them scheduled, pre-schedule them, hire a VA, do whatever you have to do. But if you're committed to that idea as one of your ways of building your funnel to you, the coach, then finish it. If you're just going to work your business offline, you're not even doing this online thing, and you've got enough connections and people and groups, and you're just going to work it offline, finish that. get the challenges put together, get the small group coaching put together, get your program put together, finish that then. So it's not about you doing everything, every idea that you see in here. It's about you choosing the one or two ideas and finishing them and then moving on to adopting a new idea. That's just a little side note. That is not our training for the night. Just so you know, that's not even my big secret. But I wanted to throw that in there because we're sabotaging our success by frantically trying to do it all. And sometimes that's because we're money motivated. Because we have to be, like, we're trying to pay bills. We're trying to make an income. That's the reason we're doing this. We're trying to pay off debt, maybe contribute to the family, maybe even support the family. So obviously we're money motivated. Sometimes we're competition motivated. So maybe we're just competitive in our nature. I don't tend to be competitive with others, thank you God. But I actually do tend to look at what they're doing and then look at my business as a reflection of what they're doing, which is not good either. So like comparing my lack of or not having gotten where I want to be yet or whatever to someone else who's doing what I think better. So that could be considered, competitive, but I'm not competitive in the general sense of the term. But I know many of us are, and that's, in a way, that's who God made us too. We're supposed to keep it in balance, but sometimes that's healthy, And then some of us are achievement motivated, or we're looking for expert status. Maybe we want to be considered an expert in our niche, in our field, and that fulfills us. And we want to be the go-to authority, or we want to be known. Some of us have that desire, and God may have put that seed in you as well. We just have to keep it in balance. But whatever our motivator, it brought us here, right? For some of us, we're not even any of those things motivated, and we could be God motivated, just knowing that we have this holy calling on our lives to touch other people in their lives where they're at and help them with the most practical part of this journey of dedicating ourselves to God. It's so funny. No one wants to talk about health coaching being holy. Health coaching is so holy because it is this part of people's lives that is, thank you so much, whoever is here and giving me all that love. It is so holy, you guys, because this part of our lives is so sacred. This body, this temple, this, God made us a whole being. And, so if you are motivated because God called you to be a health coach, then that's all the motivation you need. And all this other stuff can be icing on your cake. I am one of those. I am so blessed. He literally told me to do this. And I feel so blessed saying that. On the other hand, I have been screaming and kicking over the last few years, off and on, not the whole time, saying, why did you call me to this? I'm not qualified for this, or this is so hard. I never knew I was going to have to face all of this to do this calling, or why did you bring me to this place? So I have fought him on this holy calling more than once, and more recently than I want to tell you. So, that's what I call God motivated. So if you're one of those, and actually there are a few of those very beautiful people on this team who, when you came on the Fresh Start coaching into the academy or onto our team, you said, I know God called me to this. You knew it, and you shared that with me or the group, and what a powerful thing. Some of you are still in this group. And I think that no matter what the motivator, and if that's what it is, boy, we better obey. We better obey. This is the mandate. We better obey, and we better start serving. But whatever our motivator, we have got to do this easier than we've been doing this. We're getting fried. We're getting burned out. I talk to many of you on a consistent basis, and then we have our support group, and we talk in there about this, but on our calls every week in there. But we're getting burnt out because we think we're supposed to do it all, or we think we're supposed to do it everybody else's way. Guru number 1 said to do this, so I'm going to do it. We fry, we burn out. Guru number 2 said to do it this way, so we fry, we burn out. So tonight's training, my sharing with you tonight, is the big secret I'm going to share with you is the way to do this and not work harder. The way to do this and not burn out. So our whole business relies on clients. whether we are just selling products to them, whether we are selling services to them, providing a service for them, whether we are putting them in groups and they're paying memberships, whatever the packaging looks like for our income stream from clients, we need clients or we don't have an effective health coaching business. So this is the root. This is the, heart of your business. All these other things are the way to get this heart pumping. Okay. So all the other things we do, blogging, email list, networking, connecting on social media, putting content out in other ways. Okay. Because there's a million ways. We know that. Video, blog, radio, podcasts, all of those things are ultimately to bring us clients, right? Because that's our whole job. So how do we do that easier than ever before? And I'm hoping that this is as revolutionary to you as it was to me when it hit me. But it actually came through a couple different incidents here recently where I was like, this is ridiculous. Here I am again, feeling like I got to go out and, sell. I got to go out and market. I got to go out and pull people in to work with me. I got to go out and tell them I'm here and I can coach. We know better than that. We don't have to do that. The reason we get to the point of doing that, and I was just there, is by not doing these other things. And so this is the first big secret that I'm going to tell you. You ready for my big secret? Who is here with me? I see someone here. And maybe my phone is goofy because it's only showing one. I'm hoping more than one people are here. Here's my big secret. Can you read that? Big secret number 1 is invite. We have to invite. Okay, what do I mean by this? So don't be goofy. How is invite different from marketing? How is this different from all the other tips we've always heard and strategies we've always heard? Well, this isn't much different. And you've probably even heard this. But I'm going to put it to you in Coach Beth's holy roller terms because I hear it a lot in, and I'm not being critical here, but I do hear it a lot in the what we call woo-woo, groups, and that's the new age mentality or new age theology. And I think it's a universal principle, so I think it doesn't matter who teaches it, but I believe in the creator of the universe, and so I believe that God put this in place, and it is the principle of invitation. Okay, so what I mean by invitation and invite being my big secret for quality client attraction. Why do I always get a phone call when I try to do these? Even though I tell them that I'm going to do these at this time, is that we are supposed to be, by every activity that we are doing in our business, we should be inviting people to trust us, to embrace us, to believe us, to come into our space and get to know us, to to hear what we have, to share with them, and to feel that we have a love for them, that we accept them where they're at. Everything that we're doing should be speaking that to them and inviting them into our space. What we tend to do sometimes, and not everyone, and I've done it, but what we tend to do when we're hustling or when we're money motivated or competition motivated, we tend to almost sound desperate and get where we're begging, bribing, pleading, offering, all these things. And many times that's because we haven't laid a foundation of a funnel, which all of you who are in our support group and in our academy, you know exactly what I'm talking about. And usually it has to do with that we're not working our funnel properly. Because when we're working our funnel, this invitation is very organic and normal and real and easy, and it works. I told them on last Monday's call, I told my coaches, I said, our coaching team, I said, when we work our funnel faithfully, meaning when we are producing content on a regular basis, it is quality content and it is rich and full of actual solutions for the people who are looking for it, when we do that on a regular basis, and then we give them a next step in every piece of content where they first are latching onto another free gift from us, and then they're coming in and hearing more from us on a weekly basis in the email list, and then that relationship is building, and then they're going to come to our free interactive event, something like this, like Facebook Live or a webinar or an in-person thing even, and then Facebook parties and whatever the live thing is. So here they are, just kind of like step by step getting closer and closer to us. Closing them into a coaching client at that point is a piece of cake. When I do that faithfully in my business, I never lack for clients, quality clients. Okay? So that's what I'm talking about by invite. So how can you do this in your space? How can you become an inviter instead of a service pusher, product pusher? This world we're in, this online business world that we're in, is full of product pushers. Even some of you in this group sell products, so don't think that I'm, pointing a finger at you, but I need you to understand that if you are not doing anything more than pushing your products, you are adding to the noise in the marketplace. You are actually reducing the validity of the term health coach by calling yourself a health coach and only selling products. And I really encourage you to jump on board training and certification and qualification and get into some training so that you can learn how to brand you and let your products be one of your income streams instead of becoming just part of this noise that's out there now of hundreds and hundreds of product pushers who are calling themselves health coaches. And so I'm not saying that harshly. Those of you who know me know that I'm not saying this harshly, but it's true. It's a fact. And so it's up to you to say, what can I do to expand my knowledge, get what I need to begin inviting people into my space in a non-salesy way. And I believe that Fresh Start Academy is one of the places you could start, obviously, but there are so many other places out there too. There are so many reputable, awesome ways you can do this. You can do it free of charge by just educating yourself, by getting some good books and purchasing, some of those real low cost courses. But do it. Don't be one of the noise. Be one of the coaches who is setting yourself apart by becoming an educator and a supporter of your community, which will bring you people who want to buy your products. Okay? It's going to be such a natural and organic thing, I promise you. But for the rest of us, so there's some of us who are not selling products necessarily, or we're only selling our own products like info products or downloads or videos or things like that, coaching. What can you do to invite people and kind of flip your mentality of thinking marketing, or client retention, or whatever term you use in your head for finding and gaining new clients, and flip this mentality to be one of inviting the right people into your space. The way you can do it is, first of all, I'm trying to figure out which one to do first. This is my first tip. Spoil them rotten. Who do I mean by them? Well, to a level, the people on your Facebook page, maybe if you already have an email list, do they come visit your website? Those people. Are you doing Facebook Lives? Those people. Make them feel so important. Give advice, give love, give support, give compassion, try to listen more than you talk. Give recipes, give links, give videos. Keep giving. We need to spoil the people who follow us and read our stuff, especially people who stop to read our stuff. Nowadays, people are reading all kinds of foolishness out there. They are spending their time elsewhere. So if someone stops by my website, I consider that a valuable person or they open my email, that's so valuable to me because they have so many other things they can read now. So I want them every time they open a piece of content from me or look at a Facebook post from me to feel important, to feel loved, and to have some kind of challenge happening. Maybe, not every single post, but you see what I'm saying here? If there's an action step at the end of a blog post, if there's an action step inside of an email, I want them to feel connected. And that's my next tip. We need to invite people, we need to connect warmly. This has been these 3 steps. I can truly credit my business success in the last few years to following these 3 steps. And this one that I just shared, connect warmly, is so vital. I don't know if we realize how vital it is these days. People are on edge. We are losing trust factor with each other. We're losing trust factor with authority. So why would we, even as a health expert or healthy living expert, just automatically expect trust factor and respect? We have to build it. We have to build it. We have to care about the way our words are coming across, especially if they're being typed, because that leaves all kinds of things to people's perception and imagination. Are we responsible for how they take our words if our heart is in the right place? No. But hear my heart on this. We can be so much more careful on how we say things. We're getting too quick and we're saying things out of emotion many times. And I believe that during this volatile time that we as leaders have such an incredible opportunity to set the precedent, to set the standard of thinking before we speak, making sure that it can't be, misconstrued, that it's not a harsh statement of any kind, especially when we're talking about healthy living, losing weight, the way people look, sizes, how, there is so much cruelty online, period. But around weight and weight battles, holy crap, people are very, very mean, devastatingly mean. And so we as leaders, especially spirit-filled, spirit-led coaches and leaders, I feel like we just have this incredibly rich, deep opportunity to make such a difference to those who are stinging from the mean words, hurting and wondering, is this ever going to change for them? Are they ever going to be able to lose the weight? Maybe they really are overwhelmed with all the stuff going on in culture and in the society and in the world, and they're just like, oh, there's so much killing and terrorism and hate and racism, and they could be just so overwhelmed. And our little post, our little blog post, one little encouragement video, one blurb on a Facebook page could mean so much to one person. Do you realize that? And so when I say that this is a huge tip, this is a huge tip for you to attract quality clients. Huge, because it's rarer and rarer and rarer and rarer. And I don't know if you guys have noticed too, and I don't get into this as a debate. However, there's a lot of this new trend of foul language being used in the professional space. Have you guys noticed that? Cussing, the F word, cuss words used as descriptives. There's more and more of that. And I've been kind of convicted of it myself lately with not using cuss words necessarily, but really getting kind of angry online, or, letting more of my emotions out. And it doesn't have to do with the world events as much, I think, as it has to do with what's going on in my own family right now. But I got convicted of that. I was like, whoa, Bess. People have been some people on my thing have been following me, even on my Coach Bess page, for 4 years. I should not, just because I'm going through some stuff and I'm feeling some stuff boiling up, and I am overwhelmed by what's going on in our country right now, by what's going on in the world with terrorism, by the racism that we're finally talking about, thank you God, and all the stuff that goes on around that, and all the debates and all the meanness online. I got to make sure that I don't bleed all of that through in my professional space. Should we be transparent and real and actually be free to say things that are on our heart? I think so. But I think that we have to put discretion above that. So that has to be filtered. Picture this is discretion, and the water coming through my hands is the post. That has to be filtered through discretion. Don't just throw it out there. And you know what? I'm entitled to how I feel. No. Filter everything with discretion and wisdom, biblical wisdom. Filter it. Ask the Holy Spirit to show you. But doing this is going to bring you quality clients. And doing this is going to keep them. So this is one of the ways that you keep quality clients. And this is one of the ways that your quality clients send you more quality clients. When you are spoiling them rotten with freebies, checklists, videos, free calls, kind words, birthday greetings, a card in the mail. Spoil people rotten. Okay? Why are we not doing that? We should be loving on the people God puts in our professional space. When I have a client, they better watch out. Their mail blows up. When I get students in the academy, when coaches come into our academy, their mailbox blows up. You know, we need to be spoiling the people God puts in our professional space, and we need to see the value in that. So we talked about this inside of our support group the other day, and we were actually looking at actual real life examples of when we mailed greeting cards, get well cards, birthday cards, whatever they are. Just thought of you today. And I like to do inspirational cards. Like I have some that say be bold and make it happen, and inspirational things that would cheer someone up and make their day, just thinking of you or whatever. We were talking about actual real life relationship things that occurred from that action alone, from sending people mail. And in the professional space, I'm saying. So I'm talking about additional sales that would happen, closing the client into a person who I had met through another group, and everybody in that group got a card from me. But then she was like contacting me for further, and she became a private client, which is of course way more of a purchase. So professionally speaking, these things matter. And if you're doing them anyway authentically, then the person feels that they're authentic. They feel that that's an extension of you and it's not salesy, So spoil them rotten. Okay, so let's talk about a couple more. I know what I wanted to tell you. Back to the connect warmly part really quickly. I wanted to emphasize everything that you write, speak, produce, and publish online is a connecting piece between you and a future client. I've gotten clients from Facebook pages. I've gotten clients from the blog. I've gotten clients from doing free phone calls. I've gotten clients from, I'm trying to think of all the specific ways. Every piece of content you do is a potential new, it's a gateway between you and a potential new client. On the first time you do it, no, probably not. Are you going to get 12 clients on one piece of content? Probably not. But by doing this day after day, week after week, work day after work day, of course, is what I mean. Week after week. And I say in my group, my support group, I tell the coaches, come on, we're not talking about no 50-hour-a-week job here to produce content and faithfully work a funnel. It is not a 50-hour-a-week job. It's a few hours to get it set up and get a learning curve going, and then it's about 5 to 8 hours a week max. So you can be making several $100s a month from client relationships, whether they're one-on-one, some in a group, whatever, from 5 to 8 hours a week. I can't believe some of us are not doing that faithfully. And I have had times in my business where I'm not doing it faithfully. And I'm just coming back from one of those times. So I know what my business looks like when I'm not doing it faithfully. I keep getting these phone calls. I'm so sorry, you guys. So every piece of content is that gateway. It's that potential new client. You don't know that post won't be the one where you get a personal message on your Facebook page. I love those. I've gotten several clients from personal messages on my Facebook page. A couple of them had never met me or heard my voice, and they wanted to coach with me. That's how powerful it is. That's how powerful the faithfulness is. This is before paid ads and everything, okay? And this isn't that long ago, so it's not like Facebook was so much better. No, it was when the reach was low. So when you are producing your content, the way to connect warmly, when I use that as a tip, is if you're speaking, be a listener. So if you're doing a call or you're doing a live chat or whatever, Facebook Live even, engage, bring them in, be a listener, hear them, maybe even get questions from them before you even do the live event. Be a listener, be you, be so genuine. You are like no one else. No one else is like you. I'm not like anybody else. I want to be. I always, I look at different people and I'm like, oh, I wanted to be like her and I wanted to look like her, and I'm not. I'm finally learning that that's okay. My little round face on my little round body is okay on camera. Like, God gave me this job. He gave me this holy calling. I have to do this thing, and I cannot sit here and want to look like someone else. I have to speak and be myself. And that's what you need to do. Your audience is looking to get to know you. They're looking for an opportunity to get to know you. Can you believe that? If you are already producing written content and you have yet to get on somewhere live, whether it's your voice or you're on camera, let me tell you right now, the people who read your stuff would jump at the opportunity to see your face and hear your voice. Okay? And they're not comparing you to the person you're comparing yourself to. They're not. They're actually admiring you. So get in front of them and be totally you, and that's how you connect warmly. Ah, Sue, you're so sweet. Oh, girl, you know how to make a round girl feel good. No, but even when I was thinner than I am right now, because I'm really self-conscious about my weight right now, and I cannot let it stop me anymore. I'm working on it, but I got to be who I am right now. But even when I was skinnier, I had this pumpkin face, you guys. I was like 20 pounds skinnier than this, and I had this face. I can't get away from my face, you know? I used to be self-conscious about my teeth. These are my teeth, you know? They're crooked and pointy, and they're mine. You know, and I'm saying all this to tell you, I don't want compliments. I'm not fishing for compliments. I'm saying this for you to get it. Like, we want to see your cute round face or skinny face or chiseled face. We don't care. Like, we want to get to know you, and so do the people who are following you. And that is how you invite quality clients into your space. I'm serious right now. Okay. You spoil them rotten. You can't outgive. You can't overgive to them. You connect warmly, and you invite them. So let me go back to the inviting. How do you invite them on a logistics level? Let's talk logistics. I have to drink super quick. I'm sorry. Man, it's really dry over here because we're getting ready for our monsoon rains to hit, and they haven't hit yet fully. So in my view, if you're building it, let's separate it out. You're building an offline business or an online business. So how do you invite quality clients into your space? How do you get them to the point where you can close them? If you're offline, you're gonna have to be out connecting, networking, meeting people. If you have not yet joined our free library, we have a free coaching library that has incredible training and handouts in it. One of the trainings in there will give you a list of 25 ways to meet people, and many of them are for offline business owners. Not all of them are for online. Some of them cross over, and some of them, of course, are just online, and some of them, of course, are just offline. So grab that training no matter which business you're looking to run or improve or expand. And if you need that link or whatever, I can put it in the group as soon as this is done. But it's free to sign up for it and get that training. So you have to be out connecting to even know to invite, you know, for people to know you're there, to invite them into your space. So obviously you are going out. You can't just sit here and be like, I'm inviting, you know. You have to go out. Same thing online. But online, it's different. You put yourself out there, but you can, because of technology, you can work one day a week and have an entire week's worth of networking going on online, and you're not even online. Does that make sense, you guys? So what I mean by that is, because of the way technology works, you can pre-schedule blog posts, pre-schedule social media posts, and pre-schedule emails. So all of the 3 pillar activities you've got to be doing to work a client funnel or any funnel in your business, to grow your business. For an online business, there's 3 pillars: blog or website and blog, email, and social media. Those 3 things can be pre-scheduled. So that's the good news. You can still work 1 day a week. That 5 to 8 hours I was telling you about, you can cram that into 1 day a week, baby. I tell everybody, you can do this if you work full time. You can do this if you have multiple kids. There's a coach on our team that has 9 children. And I don't know if Sue is still here, but she has multiple children. I think she has 6 kids. I have 4. You know, you can be a mom of lots of kids and do this. Trish blows me out of the water. That woman, she's incredible. 9 kids, y'all. And she does this business. And she homeschools some of them. And she does all kinds of crap. She helps her husband with his business. And oh my goodness. But anyway, you could work full time and do this business. You can, because you can schedule ahead. So what it's going to take is some self-discipline and some planning ahead to get where you are scheduling your work activities ahead. But that's it. And then that machine, the funnel, starts working for you. It starts doing the heavy lifting all week long. Let's say you worked on Saturday. All week, the coming week, you've got 2 blog posts going out, an email hitting your list. Maybe you're doing a promo that week, maybe not. You're going to alternate. And your social media posts going up. You can use Buffer. Oh my goodness. Life just got so much easier around here with this technology. I remember when some stuff was not schedulable. I remember when social media got schedulable. So I remember the good old days when you had to show up live, like it or not. So 5 to 8 hours a week, and you can do that with an online business? Why wouldn't you do that? And of course, you're going to have to educate yourself and, figure out your self-discipline, what works better. Should you get up and work 2 hours a day? Like, how should you split your hours up and what activities should go where? And of course, you'll have to do that. And that'll be a learning curve, but it's worth it. So that's one of the ways to be inviting people into your space and building the relationship with them. Because like we said, your website or blog is the gateway. Then they come in, they grab your freebie, and they come into your email list, and they're getting to know you. So now they're about here. They're out here on your website, but once they hit your list, they're right about here. And now you're showing up on social media through your scheduling all the time. And they're like, ooh, I like this girl. She's everywhere. And now they're here, and they're getting to know you, and they're hearing you, and they're getting it from all sides, and everything's tying into itself. You're using the same themes and topics, and you're tying it all in, but they are getting to know you through this process, and you have now invited them into your space. You have given them permission to get to know you, and closing them as clients has become so much easier now because they feel they have trust factor. They have decided by now whether or not they like you, because they wouldn't still be opening your emails and reading your blog posts if they didn't like you. So you've got likability, and you've got trust factor. So this is just an incredible way to automate and have technology do the heavy lifting for you to be creating this invitational space to bring people. Okay. So what you'll do is, and I always tell people this, choose 2 to 3 ways to market, which you notice I have not used that word during this training, except to say I don't like the word. 2 to 3 ways to build an invitational space, which is marketing. And whether you do a blog, social media, or you just want to do it offline, you just want to go to networking events, or you want to hold some free workshops, or get in with the schools, or, connect, maybe send proposals and connect so that you can bring some awareness workshops or meal planning classes or cooking classes or whatever it is that you are specializing in. Some of you are fitness experts and fitness trainers. And so maybe it's going to be in that area, but you're going to make your decision. So that's where you're going to start. You're going to say, I'm committed to these 2 to 3 ways, and I'm going to finish those 2 to 3 ways. Remember at the beginning of the training, I talked about many times our problem is that we're not finishing any of our ideas. We're starting, we're excited, and we're not finishing. We're not finishers. And I hate to put it that bluntly. I'm saying it as someone who struggles with finishing. And it is such a thing with us, isn't it? And we have to stop that. We have to stop getting distracted. We have to stop trying to do 6 methods at once. Why don't we just start with 2 to 3? We have to stop. We need to be careful not to start those 2 to 3 and then go, ooh, so-and-so said we should do it this way. And that happens all the time. If you are in a whole lot of Facebook groups and all it's doing is turning your head every 5 minutes for the next best business building idea, you need to get out. Because you're in those groups, which yes, they're a great idea, and I believe in being in them. This is one of them. But if they're not an action-taking group, if they're just an idea group, you will always be considering ideas. You will never be finishing anything. So back to the point. My big secret is to invite. And I hope that that this was helpful to you tonight. I believe more people will watch the replay than were on here live. But even though it was just a couple of you, I love talking with you, to you. And I'm glad that you were here. And I appreciate you taking some time out of your Thursday night to be with me. I hope this was helpful. We are all looking for the same thing. We need our business to grow. We need to make money. We need to know why we're doing this. We need to feel fulfilled in why we're doing this. And many times, those of us that have spouses, they need us to be making money. I know that about mine. So I hope that this